Oh! Hello! Welcome to Wheel Talk. I'm Recappa Sedai. Today we're going to talk about the Eye of the World Chapter 4, The Gleeman. A second before you got here, I was juggling these teacups. You missed it. Okay, spoiler-free recap. At the top of this chapter, this dude with shaggy white hair has just come rushing out of the inn. He's an older gentleman, but he's spry. He's got these big, bushy eyebrows. We're talking like caterpillar eyebrows, hardcore mustache, and he wears the patchwork cloak of a Gleeman. Gleeman. He is not happy. He's like, what sort of place is this? He's got this big voice. He's a performer. First I get bad instructions about how long it'll take to get here. Then I get here and the mayor is mad at me. I come down for a drink. Everyone's mad at me. Some grandfather guy comes up, tries to tell me what stories I should be telling. And then some young woman comes up and says if I don't leave, she's going to beat me with her stick. Who treats a Gleeman this way? What is this place? Rand says, ooh, sorry, that lady with the stick is our wisdom. The Gleeman's like, oh, that's your wisdom? A pretty little thing like that? At her age, she should be off flirting with boys, not working. Rand, Mat, and Perrin are like, oh, don't tell her that. Rand's like, I'm so sorry if the village council seemed rude. We're kind of on edge. We just got this insane news about a false dragon in Geldon. Apparently there's a war. The Gleeman's like, please, that's old news. Even people in Baerlon know about that, and they don't know anything in Baerlon. So he sees the peddler's wagon, and he's like, oh, so that was Podon Fane I saw inside. That guy is the worst. Egwene's like, actually, he's kind of a nice guy, and you're being rude. The Gleeman looks at Egwene, and he's like, oh, you're a pretty girl. How would you like to be my assistant tomorrow when I perform? I always choose the prettiest girl to be my assistant, which is a little uncomfortable. I mean, I guess that's okay. Mat and Perrin snicker, and Egwene's like, you know what, Master Gleeman? I would be happy to be your assistant. No need to be so formal. My name is Thom Merrilin. Gleeman is what I do. He gives them this sweeping bow with his cloak. Egwene and the boys are like, there's a Gleeman in Emmonsfield. Stay in the middle. Whatever. Mat starts asking questions. What can you tell us about the war? What's up with the Aes Sedai? What about the false dragon? Tom's like, what do I look like, a peddler? War is for idiots. I came here for my art. Thom looks at Rand and he says, you boy, you're very tall and you have gray eyes. My point is, you look different. What's your name? Rand introduces himself, but he's like, is this dude making fun of me? Thom looks at Perrin and he's like, you boy, you're as big as an ogier. Perrin's like, nope, I'm Perrin. We're just normal people, not creatures from your stories. Thom says, oh, creatures from my stories. Is that what ogier are? Well, you must be really well traveled. Perrin's like, I mean, kinda. We've been to Watch Hill and Devon Ride. Most people haven't been that far. Mat jumps in and he's like, yeah, we're badass. We've been to the mire. We've been to the foot of the Mountains of Mist. Tom's like, oh, the Mountains of Mist, huh? Well, you must have been wearing your big boy pants. Egwene's like, okay, that's not cool. Stop making fun of him. Tom's like, you're right. I'm totally making fun of him. I'll stop. That's not what I came here to do. I came here to entertain. Thom says to Perrin, guess what? Later, I'm going to ask you to pick me up, and you're not going to be able to. No one will. Perrin's like, have you seen this gun show? I'll pick you up right now. No, later, when we have an audience. Thom looks around and he realizes he kind of does have an audience. There's a crowd gathering. All right, I guess a couple of people are watching. I should give you some kind of sample. He does this crazy Cirque du Soleil flip, and when he lands, he's juggling like this. You keep missing it! The Emmonsfielders are like, oh my god, a Gleeman! They are eating it up. Thom goes into quite the speech. You want stories? I'll give you stories. The 3 balls he's juggling suddenly become 6. Tales of Arthur Paindrag, Arthur Hawkwing, Arthur the High King, all of the Arthurs, Ogier, and Trollocs the Green Man, Aiel, Warders, Jane Farstrider. I have all stories, all of them. I have them all. He's juggling 3 balls in each hand, which I can also do. Ages of wonder, of horror, the age of legends, the dragon, Aes Sedai shattering the world. The list goes on and on. He knows a lot of stories. Then he stops his speech mid-sentence, snatches the balls out of the air, stops his juggling. Moiraine has joined the crowd, lands next to her. Thom is spooked. He bows to Moiraine and he's like, I'm sorry, you're not from around here. Ewan's like, Moiraine, her name is Lady Moiraine. Thom says, Lady Moiraine, I meant no disrespect. Oh, don't worry about it, none taken. And my name is just Moiraine. I'm just a stranger here like yourself. The world can be dangerous. for strangers. Ewan's not done talking. Surprise. He goes, ooh, Moiraine loves stories. Thom says, well, then you'll like my stories, Moiraine. Well, Master Bard, some stories I like, some I don't. Well, you'll like mine because I know what the hell I'm doing. Also, I'm not a bard, just a simple Gleeman. And Moiraine says, and she leaves. Thom stares after her like he's just seen a ghost. Then Ewan's like, I want to see more juggling. And Matt's like, I want to see you eat fire. The crowd's like, play the harp, play the flute, dance, monkey, dance. Then Nynaeve and the village council come out of the inn, and Tom's like, you know what? I need a brandy. See you later. He goes into the inn, he's gone. Senbui's complaining like he does, oh, that Gleeman's a waste of money. Bran's like, yeah, he might be. Bran is not happy with Thom. Nynaeve is like, I don't know why you're worried about the Gleeman when there are people in your inn who should actually worry you. Bran's like, no, not this again. Moiraine and Lan are decent people. At least they don't yell at me. At least they haven't said to the village council they haven't a full set of wits among them. Nynaeve's like, huh, yeah, seems like my estimate was too high by half. Oh, boom! And she walks away with Egwene following her. Senbui immediately starts complaining about Nynaeve, and Bran is like, Senbui, shut up! And he goes into the inn and he slams the door. Senbui's like, whoa, and the village council all goes home. Bran says to Tam, wow, the mayor is pissed. Tam's like, mayors and wisdoms fight, it's a thing. Matt's like, okay, what did you find out from Pot on Fane? Tam says, he pretty much told us everything he knew. He just said a little bit more about some battles, that's kind of it. Battles? What? I want to know about battles. Tam says, well then you can ask him later. All I care about is that it stays far away from us. Geography makes it hard to get to the two rivers, so Tam and the village council feel like they should be safe. But just in case, the village council is sending out scouts to keep watch. The war might bring over war refugees, bandits. They're gonna start a watch. Matt's like, me, I want to do it. I want to be on the watch. Pick me. Tam's like, it's gonna be cold and boring, but if you're into it, you can ask the mayor, knock yourself out. Come on, Rand, we gotta go. Rand's like, what are you talking about? I thought we were gonna stay the night. Nope, we've got stuff to do on the farm. We'll be back tomorrow. Meet me at the stable in 5, and he leaves. Matt is like, oh my god, this is so cool. We're all gonna do it, right? We're all gonna join the watch? Rand's like, dude, have you completely forgotten about the Hooded Rider? Matt's like, oh yeah, kinda. How about we just tell the mayor about it when we sign up for the watch? Perrin's like, yeah, maybe we should see if anyone else saw the Hooded Rider and try to get some more witnesses on board. The fact that Matt is involved means no one is going to believe them, and they all know it. The boys are like, cool, it's a plan. We're gonna try to find more witnesses, and then tomorrow we'll tell the mayor. Rand meets Tam at the stable. They harness Bella, start to head back. Tam and Rand start talking about the politics of the village council, and then Tam asks Rand, did anyone besides Perrin see the Hooded Rider? Rand's like, you believe me? You believe me? He's so happy about it. So happy, in fact, that he starts to run back to the village to tell Matt and Perrin. Tam's like, whoa, okay, maybe don't run away. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Tam's been talking to the village council. Turns out a couple other boys have also seen this Hooded Rider. Only boys around Rand, Matt, and Perrin's age. Interesting. They keep going. Rand just feels this huge weight lifted from his shoulders. And the chapter ends with this lovely passage. Tam and he were just as alone on the quarry road as they had been that morning. But in some way, he felt as if the entire village were with them. That others knew and believed made all the difference. There was nothing the black-cloaked horseman could do that the people of Emond's Field could not handle together. Yes, I love the Emond's Fielders! Except Senbui, and Ewan, and Whitconger. This ends the spoiler-free part of Wheel Talk. The next part of the video is the 13th Depository. I'm gonna dive deep and there might be spoilers. So if you haven't read all of the books, I recommend not watching any further. I don't want to spoil these books for you. That's not who I am. That's not what we do here. And if you haven't read it, you'll be like, well, this sounds nuts. I pronounce this meeting sealed to the flame. What's with the smoke? Thank you everyone who left comments last week, everyone who emailed. It was super fun. I love talking to you all. I brought up the question of how the ravens and the rat spying works. Like, what's the system? James and Troy reached out to remind me that rats, crows, and ravens report to Fades. The Murdral sucks the information out of them. Cool. This is confirmed in the other companion book, The World of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time, which is a book I don't have. I should get it. You know what? I'll get it. We need one for the 13th Depository. My brown sisters will be thrilled. I do think it's talked about somewhere else in the series. I'm just not remembering where. Honestly, my memory's not what it used to be. I'm telling you, once you hit 200, it's all downhill. Let's serve the tea about Thom Merrilin. So, Thom Merrilin's backstory. Back in the day, Thom was House Tracan's bard. He was Morghase's advisor, and after Morghase became queen, Thom became court bard. At the time, Morghase was married to Tarangale, who was the father of Elaine, Gawain, Galad. Tarangale was not king. Morghase did not share her throne, and she wasn't sorry about it. Thom finds out that Tarangale is planning to assassinate Morghase and usurp the throne. Thom, who has been Morghase's advisor for a long time, is like, no. Thom pulls some strings and has Tarangale assassinated. Everyone thinks Tarangale Damodred died in a hunting accident, and Thom totally gets away with it. Because he's Thom and he's slick. You can't catch Thom. Thom becomes Morghase's lover after killing her husband. It's one way to do it. One day, Thom finds out his nephew Owen, a channeler, is being pursued by the Red Aja. Thom leaves Caemlyn without explaining anything to Morghase, and she is livid. According to Tower law, the Reds were supposed to bring Owen back to the White Tower before gentling him. Thom thought he had more time. The Reds did not follow the law. They gentled Owen on the spot. Owen died alone before Thom could get to him. Ugh. Elida thought it would drive a wedge between Thom and Morghase, which it did. Thom gets back to Caemlyn and has a huge fight with Morghase. Morghase is like, "Get out! Get out! Get out! I hate you! Get out!" Then she's like, "I want that man arrested! Seize him! Seize him!" She says something like that, and then Thom has to flee Caemlyn. And then Thom becomes a Gleeman, and he travels the world doing his thing, which, good for him. Because of what happened to Owen, Thom does not trust Aes Sedai. To be fair, most people feel that way, but Thom really doesn't trust them. Which brings us to this chapter. When Thom sees Moiraine and recognizes the ageless face of an Aes Sedai, he is immediately on his guard. He thinks she's dangerous, which he's super right. After your first read through, this dialogue between Thom and Moiraine takes on a whole new meaning. Your pardon again, lady. I meant no disrespect. None was perceived, Master Bard, and my name is simply Moiraine. I am indeed a stranger here, a traveler like yourself, far from home and alone. The world can be a dangerous place when one is a stranger. Next week on Wheel Talk, we get to talk about Winter Night. Yeah, that chapter. It's a good one. Thank you everyone who has been watching, supporting. You've all been wonderful, making me want to continue. It's been awesome. I love you all. If you could like, subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. Until next week, friends, walk in the light and keep it wheel. I'm sweating like a Trolloc.